Good morning and welcome to another edition of Mastermind Minutes. My name is Gary Occhiogrosso. I am the founder and managing partner of Franchise Growth Solutions. And you can learn about Franchise Growth Solutions by clicking on the link either above or below the webcast. Depends on what platform you're watching. Mastermind Minutes is the webcast where we have one guest, one question, and one expert answer in a matter of minutes, not hours. And of course, if there are remaining questions or you'd like more details, you can always reach our guest. The contact information will be given and listed on our social sites. Today, our guest is Laura Skulman, and she is the Director of Marketing and Events for B&D Burgers, which is a high-end or high-quality burger chain in Savannah, Georgia, I believe is their headquarters. They're a 4-unit chain. Laura will tell us more about that as we go along. She's been with the company 2 years, and her area of expertise is digital marketing, corporate communications, event planning, getting the word out, messaging, really putting the face on the company. So, Laura, I want to thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. Before we get to the one question, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and B&D Burgers?
Okay. I started with the Savannah Bananas, which is a collegiate wood and bat baseball team here in Savannah, Georgia.
Really?
On their marketing. Yeah. So we've been featured on ESPN, SportsCenter, all kinds of crazy publications just by making noise, creating attention.
Great.
I was brought on to the B&D Burgers team to help throw a concert series. So my first day in the office, I sat down and started emailing $20,000 bands. Hey, do y'all want to play at a hamburger restaurant in downtown?
I love it.
I don't know what I'm doing. So I've gotten a lot of experience now with what it takes to kind of throw large scale events through selling out seasons with the Savannah Bananas, and then also these concert series. And then we just continued from there with unique events and communications, kind of just like growing our fan base instead of just
I love it.
dictating sell.
No, I love it. That's very creative, and I like the whole idea of being able to kind of transfer what you were doing over to what you're doing now. I always appreciate kind of that entrepreneurial spirit that people bring to a position where they kind of take the bull by the horns, so to speak, and make it work. So, one of the reasons that I wanted to have you on today was because you B&D opened back up last week. We're still kind of in the middle of this pandemic up here in New York anyway. I know down in Georgia is a very different thing, and that's why I wanted to have you on. I know B&D recently opened up. There was a post that you had made that you guys had a great day, and I'm sure that a lot of that had to do with what techniques and what methods you used to get the word out that you were opening. So I'd like to know about that. And then as the rest of the country now is starting to open up, if someone with your area of expertise can give some tips to either restaurateurs who are reopening or marketing people within restaurant companies, like what are the things that you encountered in getting the word out? So if you could just speak about that for a few minutes, I'd appreciate it. And I know our audience would love to hear about it.
Yes. So we are in Georgia. I'm sure anyone listening knows, once our governor made that kind of decision that we could start opening up, a lot of people had emotions about it. A lot were in agreement and a lot were in disagreement. I would say one of the first and most important things is to realize that we're all humans. And, the humanity behind it, whether you feel a certain way about something, your fans, your customers might feel completely different. So one of the first tips that I would say is kind of start putting it out there. If you are considering opening, talk to your fans. You don't have to do a blanket statement on your social media, you can kind of just like message. We have, like a specific like members group, or like in our email chain, like what would you like to see from us? So we kind of started to farm data that way. We were also very tentative to what other businesses and our neighbors were doing. So as soon as, your state started lifting these guidelines, I personally wouldn't want to be the first to announce what your plan is. I'd kind of sit back and see what everybody else is saying, what kind of backlash they're getting, or receiving, or what have you. What we did is I continued to talk and monitor the situation, my boss as well, and finding the best solutions as how we could do it safely. We are going to be different than our next door neighbors who don't have a patio space or who have way less seating. So definitely every restaurant's going to have its own kind of situation that it's going to need to cater to. But we didn't announce that we were going to open on Monday. We waited until Friday, which was the first, to announce, but we did open the Monday before. I think probably another good option would be if you think that your state is getting there and you haven't been providing any takeout, because a lot of places have closed completely, I would start like that, and come up with just like wild, crazy takeout options. So get people talking about you again. You might have to make very small margins at the beginning, and it will take, just a few staff or what have you. But like we came up with these grill packages. So it was 12 burgers, 12 buns, 12 slices of cheese, lettuce, mayo, onion, pickle, and 12 bags of chips.
I love
$40.
it. Great.
We thought that our burgers were going to come in 10, but the produce and meat kind of sourcing has been crazy. So it ended up being 12. So I think we actually lost money on the
I hear you.
But people were coming, and they went wild about this. So leading up to the fact of us opening, we had a bunch of guests stopping by for takeout orders, curbside delivery, what have you. So that way it was kind of simple without doing a huge, hey, we're going to be open, come see us. We didn't feel like that was particularly responsible to try and get everyone there the first day. We want our responsibilities include keeping our staff healthy and keeping our guests healthy. So I definitely think that a good idea would be to, if you have stopped takeout, is to bring it back first and do something wild and crazy and get people talking.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, I want to stay on the same question because it is one question, but for clarity for me, it sounds like the first thing was you needed to be respectful for the community's reaction to opening, because some people may not have agreed with it. And if you rush to open, they may view that as negative, like, oh, they don't really care. So it sounds like the first thing was you needed to be sensitive to kind of the community involvement. Then if I understood correctly, you did some emailing and some social media posting to people who were already your guests, who knew who B&D is or who know what B&D is and love it and are already engaged. And then you kind of eased in with some, as you said, like some crazy offers. And I love the 12 burgers, 12 buns thing to kind of get them in, get them talking. And so what I'm getting out of that is where you might, a lot of marketers might normally want to go out there and have to cut through a lot of noise and just bang, go out there. Sounds like to me that you were just being very kind of strategic and surgical in how you were messaging. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We believe that attention beats marketing 100% of the time. So instead of, trying every single time I communicate on social media, it's not to sell. It's more of an entertainment purpose. And that's how we keep fans coming back. But I think definitely having your plan in place, talking to your fans, the people that you know that you can rely on, if the majority of your regulars or the people that you used to see Monday through Friday are telling you, no, don't do it, that might be something to think about waiting to do then.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's kind of an extended family.
So, so how, I guess kind of tied into the marketing piece is and we're talking about restaurants here now, and most of my clients are in the restaurant business, and I've been a restaurateur for many years. So, that's kind of my sweet spot. But I would think part of your marketing was not just maybe the getting the word out. It was, what did you create, and maybe you worked with operations. Maybe it's more of an operations question, but from a marketing point of view, what did you want operations to present to the guest when they walked in? Is there, I don't know, hand sanitizer on the table? Like how did you let your guests know that that B&D was going to create a safe environment?
We've installed hand sanitizer on
Okay.
every wall in the building.
Okay.
We have spray everywhere. We have schedules on the bathrooms. So it's like every 15 minutes, somebody goes in there and sprays it all down. We are looking into logoed masks, which is fun, but we definitely have masks on our employees. We sell gloves, and have been offering gloves to guests.
See, that to me is that, and I don't mean to interrupt, but that to me is part of the communication and part of the messaging. It's visual. It's part of, hey, I'm letting my guests know, not only do we say we care, and we're doing this kind of slowly and methodically, but when you arrive at the restaurant, we're demonstrating to you how we care by doing these other things. I think it's brilliant. I really do. Anything you want to add before I ask you to give us your contact information, should anybody want to learn more about your tips?
I don't think so. I wish everyone the best of luck.
Okay, that's good.
I know that it's been really, really crazy, but I think it's shown a lot of what a community can do together. So definitely continue to reach out to other restaurant professionals. It's a unique opportunity for us to stop viewing each other as competition and more as companions.
Absolutely. And I agree. And I think those are all great tips, great pieces of advice. As the world starts to reopen, this is not going to be a light switch, because even maybe as a retailer, as a restaurateur, we would like it to be a light switch, turn our business back on. But the truth is you've, really illustrated here today, is that the world might be a little skittish, and we have to be sensitive to that. So Laura, if somebody wanted to just maybe talk with you a little further about it, or communicate with you either on email, LinkedIn, how can someone in the restaurant business get in touch with you?
Yeah, LinkedIn, it's great. I'm always on it.
Okay. Excellent.
SKU.
Okay, great. And your name and LinkedIn profile will be on as I said, we amplify this on LinkedIn. It's also on our YouTube channel. It'll be on my website. So we'll have your LinkedIn contact there, and people can look you up. But I really want to thank you for being with us today. It's always good to get information, insight, and tips from people who are actually living through it and doing what needs to get done at this time. So thank you very much, and best success with B&D. The next time I'm in Savannah, I will have to stop in for burger.
Yes, definitely.
All righty. Thank you. Bye-bye.